Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It's my pleasure to visit with you this morning. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at 8 o'clock Central or a minute or so before. We will not have training tomorrow due to travel, and we'll cancel the Zoom so everyone is reminded of that. With that being said, today we have a couple topics to go through, and I'll certainly zoom this in so it's clearer for all of us. We want to again acknowledge the top referral partner for the month of August. We'll review that. We want to talk about some recent over the last day or two, last couple of days, funding updates. Make sure that you know that the model is working well. 100% approval now. Talk about next steps for any of you that are white label partners or considering becoming one. And again, we'll conclude with a reminder that we will not have training tomorrow. So let's make this a little bit larger so it's easier for all of us to see. So we have a couple of you that are running pretty close to neck and neck in terms of production for the month of August. So there's a little bit of jockeying going on. But as of this morning, when I prepared the agenda, our top referral partner for the month of August is at 165 conversions. These are not 165 leads. These are not 165 prospects. This is 165 enrollments in access to capital thus far this month in August. Our goal for each of you is to help you have at least 2 a week. Ideally, we'd work together and have 1 a day. That's the general premise. But you can see that there are some that are far exceeding that. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to help each of you enroll at least 2 a week, but ideally 1 a day. And if you want to mimic the strategies that we've helped implement with landing pages and so forth, and there's no cost, we're not selling you anything, then Scott, our Chief Marketing Officer, can help you be in the running for one of the top producers, if not in August, for September, once we get everything set up. Okay, so that was number 1. Are there any questions anyone has about the 165 conversions, our top referral partner? Any questions, comments, concerns on that? Yesterday, I had a couple conversations, and there was a lot of interest in understanding how these folks are doing this. And that's exactly what Scott Stroud, our Chief Marketing Officer, is available to assist you with. We pay Scott to support you, and you can implement these same strategies. You have to understand, Scott is the architect of the system that's driving massive volume. And if you want to replicate that, you're welcome to. If you don't, that's fine. I mean, we've got a lot of people on the Zoom. We've got Anna Marie and April and Beatrice. Just start with the 3 of you. Are you each averaging over 1 a day? If you are, hey, and that meets your financial needs, that's fine. We got Charles and Christopher and Douglas. Are you each on track for 30 or more a month? If so, hey, keep doing what you're doing. But if not, it might make sense to implement some of the best practices. All right, so secondly, every once in a while, we'll get this weird feedback like, well, no one gets funded. That's ludicrous. And we've minimized talking about success stories just because of client confidentiality. But finally, we give in. And so let's just go through some of the very recent first tranche funding, FTF. This is from yesterday or the last couple days. Let's just go through it. So William, 25,000, Shanika, 10,000. Again, this is the first tranche financing where we're trying to get at least 2,500 to cover the loan package and anything above that. And this is all cash funding. This isn't the trade line, which covers the refundable deposit, but not cash. This is cash funding, keep in mind. Lyndon, 11,000, Timothy S, 10,000, Rodney J, 8,500. Doug S, 8,500. And some of you are on the call right now. Oliver, I misspelled Oliver, sorry, 10,000. Sarita, 6,500. Giovanna, 10,000. Hildred, 17,000. Mike, 13,500. Jacqueline, 17,000. Pauline, 22,000. 836. Interesting how many of these are round numbers. That one wasn't, but the lender makes the decision on the approval amount. Lasagna, 8,300. Isaiah, 20,000. Mark, 17,000. Janice, 11,000. Willie, 3,605. Thomas, 17,000. Spencer, 8,569. Jermaine, 13,500. Alicia, 13,500. That's not a mistake, just coincidence that those two were the same amount. Aaliyah, 12 grand. And this is one that we just got notified, got funded just last night. Rizwan, 17,500. Emmanuel, 17,000. Jackie, 15,000, and many more. We wanted to keep this to one page, but the first tranche financing is absolutely working. We have 100% approval. We can either get them cash funding, which I know is preferred, and all of these, by the way, are cash funding proposals. And then also, if we can't get them cash funding because of their credit or their income or other circumstances, we can always get them a line of credit, which credit line, I should say, which still does in fact cover their refundable deposit, and you get paid 50% of that. Okay, so first tranche funding. Who has questions on that? I mean, it's obviously working. We're spending so much time getting clients funded. It's a beautiful thing, but are there questions or concerns that anyone has about that? All right, so Helen has a question. She says, if the client is in the program and paid the upfront, okay, so we have access to capital and capital ready. Access to capital is where the client has no upfront. Capital ready is where you're collecting the deposit upfront. And again, you control that as a white label partner. Helen's having her clients pay 3,000 upfront, not 2,500, which is fine. You control that. And then the client pays the performance fee, which is also the amount set by you. The white label partner, Helen, is charging 10%. And so the clients that get funding are responsible for paying their refundable deposit. If they've not paid it yet, that means to come off the top. And then everything that's left is, of course, for them for working capital. The performance fee would be the entire amount of the capital raise would be subject to the performance fee. So in Helen's example, it's 10%. I know some of you are charging 20% performance fee, some of you much less, so it varies. So Helen, hopefully I answered your question. Performance fee is attached to the entire amount of the capital raise. Okay, so who else has questions on the first tranche funding update? The process is working really, really well. You bring the client in, we will get them set up. You will help them do the soft pull, credit pull authorization. Doesn't cost them anything, doesn't commit them to anything, doesn't impact their credit. We'll look at that, and in most cases, then we'll go ahead and issue the first tranche funding FTF application. It's white labeled. They'll fill that out. We'll copy you on that. It goes out through Adobe. They'll fill that out, and then quickly thereafter, we can get their funding offers. And many of these people are getting multiple offers, by the way. I did list the largest of each, but that's not to suggest that most of these, or at least many of these, receive multiple offers, not just one offer. There's too much work to do this morning to list every offer out. Okay, so I think we all should be convinced that the model's working. We've got massive referral partner volume, including some home run hitters. The first tranche funding is absolutely working. Got a system where 100% will get approved. Now, how much they get approved for varies, just like you see here. Our goal is to try to get them cash funding. If they don't qualify for cash funding, we can always get them an extension of credit, at least enough to cover their refundable deposit. All right, next steps. If you are a white label partner, be sure to hop on the white label page and review the training information. It's very helpful. It'll talk about the trade lines. It'll talk about, it's what you need to know. It's free and easy to become a white label partner. If you're not a white label partner, you'd go here and get information and then decide if you want to enroll. Ultimately, we really encourage you to work closely with Scott Stroud, our Chief Marketing Officer. No cost to you. He can help you generate the leads. He can help you convert the leads. He can help you generate drip marketing campaigns. He can help you get landing pages set up. And if you want adult volume, then you probably will need to have a system in place. And then lastly, there is no Zoom training tomorrow. So let's open it up for Q&A. So we're going to go to the question and answer box in Zoom. And if you can go ahead and type in any questions on any topic that you have, we can start addressing those. If it's very individualized to you or a client, we'll probably need to visit offline. But short of that, it doesn't have to be on these topics. Let's open it up for open forum. Who has questions, comments, concerns? All right, so Helen says, yes, we answered the fact that performance fees on the total amount funded. And then as a white label partner, Helen, you will send the invoice to the client for the 10% that you're charging them. And so we'll have to look at any of your clients separately after the Zoom of who's gotten funded and who's not, if there's someone you're not aware of. But the answer to the question, the main question is, Helen, yes, you're the white label partner. The client is contracted with you, and you're going to invoice that client for that 10% of their capital raise. You could accept payment a number of ways. Western Union is really good. MoneyGram works. They're kind of similar competitors. Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. You could accept credit card payment if you wanted from them. If you set it up with your bank, ACH, you can accept Bitcoin. It's really up to you. It's your business as a white label partner, but you want to collect that within 48 hours from the client. What we know is if we don't collect quickly from the client, some clients will have a tendency to spend all the money that they have, and then there's no money left to pay you, and that's not good. We've had clients that got funded and went out and bought a big bass boat. We had one client, I'll never forget, she decided to go travel to Egypt because she always wanted to go to Egypt. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, that was nowhere in the business plan. But people can do crazy things. But you know, we're getting money into people's hands now at a rapid rate, and we want them to use the money for their business, but ultimately it's up to them how they want to use that money. But we want them to use part of that money to pay you as agreed. Okay, so who else has questions regarding either what we've covered or what we didn't? Because I need you to look at yourself in the mirror sometime today and say, am I on track? Am I generating $1,000 a day? $1,000 a day, where did that come from? That's one of the recent trainings we had, and it's parked, the YouTube version's parked here. I mean, if you're not making $1,000 a day, you're missing out, because what that means is you're not helping one client a day. There's clients, there are small businesses out there that want and need capital to start and grow and reach their potential. Shame on you if you're not helping at least one a day. The reward for you is $1,000 a day for doing that. And again, I know some of you, I see some of you on here, and I know some of you are big hitters, but an extra $1,000 a day is worth your time. An extra $30,000 a month is more than what some people earn in a year, and you literally can make it in a month. Mark's asking, were some of these people funded with the fast track application? Well, we have a standardized process now, Mark, and I know you've been with us a little bit, so you've seen the sausage being made, but we have a standardized one-page application that we use for everyone now, the FTF application. It's white labeled. And then with your permission, we send that to the client. They fill that out. The top half is about their business, and the bottom half is about a key person, meaning someone that owns 20% or more. If they don't have their business set up, or it's not really set up much, it's okay. We just gather what we can. The bottom half is about, again, the key person, not talking about a key person policy, not talking about insurance, but the key person, the individual. And then we plug that into the system and we're able to generate funding proposals. And the average client is getting multiple proposals. And I haven't added all these up and divided them. But if we were to suggest what's the average amount of FTF approval, I don't know, I think we could round off and say over $10,000. So that is not bad. Again, they'll get as much as they qualify for. And this is just the first tranche we're talking about here. But the first tranche is what gets you paid immediately. The first tranche is what covers the refundable deposit so we can build our loan package. That's why we're focused on that here at the moment. Yep. And scheduling appointments is fine. You can schedule with me, calendly.com/IIMFL. You can schedule with our compliance department if that's an issue. With Scott, he uses a different platform, but yes, feel free to schedule with us. Okay, who else has questions, comments, concerns regarding what to do? I mean, we get together each morning and it's great to see a lot of the same names. It's a blessing to be with you, but it's all about action, right? And what do each of you need to know to go take action, to be able to go implement? What can I do to help any of you go implement today to generate $1,000 today? Because that's why we're here. The model has evolved, it's strengthened, it's gotten better. I see that it's going to be stable. And so I think there's going to be less about new announcements going forward than there is just support, because I think we're in a really, really good place. Who else has questions? And Helen, I'll reach out to you here right after the Zoom to answer your question. I'll be with you in just a moment. All right, Magnus is asking the best marketing strategy. I strongly recommend that you get with Scott and visit about marketing strategies. You can reach Scott at smartmoneyalliance.org. Scott, SCOTT, at smartmoneyalliance.org, and visit with Scott about your strategy for generating leads and converting leads. That's what he's here to do. And Joseph, you'll need to get with compliance department because you're currently not compliant. And so you'll need to resolve that. Christopher, I saw that. Yes, sir. And we'll be reaching out to you. Okay, so we're going to wrap up the call today with this quick summary. Congratulations to a number of you that are racing for, I don't know, you're on track for, what would it be? 300, 400, maybe 500 conversions by the end of the month. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do know that several of you are doing really well. Many of you are doing great, but the top performer right now is at 165 conversions. We went through the fact that the first tranche funding model that we revised August 1st is working really, really well. This is not a list of all the funding, but just a subset. I wanted to keep it to one page. And we are getting 100% approvals either through cash funding or through a credit line. You get paid either way. We clarified if you're not a white label partner, super simple to do it. It says start here on the white label page. It'll take you about 2 minutes to get set up. Free and easy to get set up. If you are a white label partner, it's really important that you work with Scott, our Chief Marketing Officer, to create strategies and to generate leads. And we've got free leads, right? We've gone through that. We've talked about that. We've shown you where to get those free leads. So we're running out of excuses of why we can't generate at least one client a day. And again, we will not have training tomorrow because of travel. The Douglas, everything about the white label program is parked here. This is where you submit clients. This is where the client agreement templates are. This is where the training is. This is where the YouTube white label videos are. This is where you access the participant guides for each of the 4 modules. It's here. It's here. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. We won't be together tomorrow. We'll see you again on Thursday. Have a great day, and let us know what we can do to help you hit at least one a day. Bye-bye.